right. Is this working? Can't tell. Hello? OK, that works. Hi, everyone. My name is Mira. I'm a product manager at Auth0, Okta. They're the same now. And I'm here to talk about Auth and AI. I do have to start off with this safe harbor statement, so they're not liable for anything I say. But this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about an identity crisis, and not this one, but more like that one. What we're seeing right now is a lot of AI tools are emerging. There's a lot of people doing super cool stuff with AI, but identity is not really something anybody is thinking about. It's kind of like, oh, we need to figure out who this user is, like once we've already built everything. And so at Auth0, we think this is a bit of a crisis. The truth is that AI does introduce you to huge security risks. So like Daytona is taking care of things like isolation and secure runtime, but there's also other elements which we'll talk about in terms of identity and account management and things like that. And like there actually are risks. I'm not just saying that because we have a product I need to sell. But these are some attacks that happened past 3 months. There are many, many more, but the scope is pretty frightening if you think about it. So I know we're all builders. We want to just like go build AI, but I do encourage you to like at least start thinking about identity and security and all these things, because it'll make it so much easier once you actually are trying to deploy maybe to enterprises, to actual users. Like you do have to have these things for real AI apps. And what we're trying to do at Auth0 is make it so you have to think about it as least as possible. Cool. So these are kind of like the major areas that we've identified where identity security actually makes a difference. So these are the risks that AI can run you. One is unauthorized access. So the agents are pulling data that are beyond user permissions. There's also over-provisioned permissions, which is like stale API keys, token grants, audit and compliance gaps, weak authorization controls, secrets exposure. You don't want your AI running around with random API keys. And also a bunch of data privacy risks. So how do we mitigate these things? First, Auth0 helps the AI understand who the user actually is. So once I know who they are, I can understand like, okay, what is their role? What do I need to show them based on like how they should be interacting with my platform? The next step is the AI is going to be calling APIs on the user's behalf. Maybe it's talking to the MCP server. Maybe it's talking to Gmail. But with AI applications, there are always a lot of APIs involved. We want to try and keep humans in the loop as much as possible when it comes to security things. So we use async interactions to help take care of that. And we also have to consider user permissions. So once I know who the user is, like what actually can they do? What should I allow them to take care of? All right, so this is kind of a picture of what a modern GenAI app looks like, right? So we have, let's say, some stock app for like figuring out your stocks. And then we have an LLM. Usually, the LLMs are going to be calling tools. So you ask it, OK, what is Zico's stock price? It's going to say, OK, I'm going to reach out to my tools to figure out like what that stock price is, so it's accurate, like Nicola just showed. So then the LLM reaches out to this agent planning orchestration framework. That's like LangChain, Vercel. And then we actually reach out to the tool. Maybe the tool reaches out to data sources using some protocols like MCP, A2A. So there's a lot of different attack surfaces. There's a lot of different things happening. And yeah, maybe there's a human in the loop at some point where they need to authorize something. And so identity security kind of falls into this whole box, including agent planning orchestration, tool execution, protocols, and the data layer. And so kind of going back to those 4 questions we said, like who is the user? To help you with that, Auth0 has implemented user authentication for AI purposes. For calling APIs, we have what we call token vault. For async interactions, we have async authorization. And for user permissions, we have fine-grained authorization. So you can go to our website. I'll show it at the end to learn more about like these 4 aspects. But today I wanted to highlight how to implement human in the loop with async authorization. I think it's pretty easy the way that it is to visualize. It's also kind of impressive if you're showing off your AI app to investors or your friends or whatever. But the way it works with Auth0 is we have these AI agents who are running in the background, and they're going to prompt the users only when you need approvals. So maybe you say, I want to buy Zico stock when it's above a certain, or sorry, below a certain price. And then once that price is reached, we want to make sure that we're actually authorized to buy that stock. The AI agent shouldn't just go be buying stock like whenever it wants. So once there is a condition reached, the AI agent will do a back-channel initiated handshake with Auth0. And so there's no browser redirect. There's nothing that has to happen there on the user's end. And then the user will basically just see this like contextual input-rich consent box where it says, this is actually what the AI agent is trying to do. Do you give your consent? And then the agent will do whatever it needs to do once that consent is given. And in code, this is what it looks like. So we just have to download the Auth0 SDK and then wrap your tool call in this with a sync user confirmation call. And this is in our docs as well. And just to break this down a little bit, we're saying, okay, who is the user that I should be doing this for? Like, who am I sending this consent to? What is the message I want to show them? So do you want to buy this stock? That's what I'm trying to buy. What are the scopes that the agent should have? And then who is the audience? Cool. All right, so demo time. We'll go back to that slide after. So I have this app that I'd like to say I wrote, but it was like mostly cursor, I won't lie. If I go here, and let's say I have this development assistant that I built on top of my Daytona sandboxes, so maybe someone non-technical can help manage those. I can say, okay, I want to list the sandboxes. Hopefully it does it. Cool. So these are all my sandboxes that I have. And, wow, I have a lot. Maybe I want to ask it, like, who am I? Does it actually know? And this is where that user authentication part comes in. Well, that's not good. Usually it tells me who I am, but just trust me. All right. And then what I wanted to really highlight is the human in the loop. So now I'm going to tell it to create a new sandbox, and I want it to ask me first, like, do you actually want to create the sandbox? So let's see. Sorry, typing is hard. Okay. All right, I need to input some info. All right, well, seems like it's not working. I'm not sure why. Usually it'll give me a notification on my phone saying, do you actually want to authorize this? Oh, it's not working because I already tested this demo. Let me give it a different name. Aha, I didn't lie to you guys. Okay, here it is. It's asking me for my consent. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to approve it. And there we go. There's Sandy too. So thank you. Thank you. All right. So that's the demo. That's a really brief overview of Auth0 for AI agents. If you're interested, I think this QR code just takes you to like okta.com, so less useful. But auth0.com/AI, you can learn about all the 4 different things I walked through: user authentication, token vault, which is really cool, human in the loop, and fine-grained authorization for access privileges. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Mira.